From the Middle is proud to be a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 315 of From the Middle, where we are two middle-class guys this time as Dylan and his family are off in Florida doing fun Disney things. So Kory and I figure out what to talk about. After a couple of weeks, we end up finding a whole bunch of different things to talk a little bit about. First of all, we are not just two middle-class guys, we're two old guys who are starting to creak a little bit. We talk about AI music and genre swapping. We also hit up the rest of Kory's lists, which includes his kids' Christmas lists and overthinking drama situations in drama, film, and TV. And then after the break, we're talking about Black Friday shopping, the game, and a little bit of what we're streaming. Thanks.
Oh, for the love.
Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved. From the Middle after dark over here.
Hey, everybody. It's episode 315 of From the Middle, and you've got two out of the three of us. That's 66.66%. My beloved brother is in Kendall's favorite state of Florida, enjoying Disney and all of that magic with his wife and daughter. So he won't be joining us today, but it is good to be with Kendall and seeing his beautiful Christmas lights behind him there.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, man. I'm doing good. Doing sore. That's how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right now. It's one of those days where you do a lot of things, and then partway through the day, you're like, so my lower back hurts a little bit, but it's nothing new. It'll be fine. Then you keep going, and it doesn't go away. And it's funny, like it doesn't go away. It just stays. It's just that. It's just like that for a while. And then at one point we were taking a little break, and I was taking the kids. It was a snow day here on the day that we're recording this, by the way. And so I was taking my kids to Tractor Supply Co. to do some Christmas shopping. And as I'm driving, I'm like, oh, it's a weird little kink in my shoulder. I don't remember doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, and then we lugged a 360-pound safe in through the door when my wife got home. And
oof, I don't care what age you are. That's gonna be painful.
It took some engineering, but we got it in there.
Good.
And then anyway, that's how I'm doing. How are you doing, Kory?
Well, I'm glad you're with us, Kendall Kinky Shoulder. It's funny you mentioned that, and maybe this will become old guy episode since Dylan's not here. But I was telling a friend tonight, I was putting Christmas lights up this year. It's the same arrangement I do every year. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but I have to get a very long extension ladder to get up to the gabled roof on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I step on the roof of the first level of the house, but then to get up to that second story gable, you're up there.
Yeah.
And your sphincter muscle is clenched fully.
It's keeping
and
you steady. Yeah.
And you're like, and this was the first year that I thought, I'm 41. Should I really be doing this still? And the guy I was talking to works at a hospital, and he goes, let me tell you, you should not be doing this still. Do you know how many people come in from falling off of roofs doing Christmas lights? You hire that out and you let them use your own lights and let them use your own little clippies. Maybe it's the time that you start thinking about not doing that anymore. But yeah, I feel your pain. And then I put this outfit on. Sherry's frugal and keeps the house cool. So I wear a beanie, and then I wear a hood with the beanie. And every time I do, I feel like I look like the knight from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade that protects the Grail.
Yeah.
And if
what
you're
was supposed to be this is a young guy kind of look, and that's what's on your mind.
and if you're joining us on YouTube, I'm sharing a screen share of who I think I look like when I do this look. But anyway, yeah, I get you, man. Some things are a young man's game, and I feel like we're right in the middle there, which is why we have this podcast.
Yeah, you're not any more likely to fall at 41
You're
than
not,
you are
but
at
you
20.
just feel like recovery should you fall.
Well, yeah.
And
I think there's a certain height of a fall where you're not necessarily worried about the recovery anymore.
yeah,
like
survival.
Like a clicky knee is probably the least of your worries if you fall from the second gable.
Well, here's what my buddy said about the people who come in with those injuries. He goes, they never break one bone. They're breaking 7, 8, 9 bones. And it's like, it's just, you don't want to be doing that. He's like, I do the first story only, just around the gutters, and that's it. But anyway. So I'm excited to get your thoughts on a few things. One of them is music related. We all three love music, but you're more musical in terms of being a musician and music theory. You have great understanding of. So I'm not sure how many of these AI covers you've heard. Like,
I haven't paid much attention to it. I know that they exist.
Okay, so
I know that there is a number one, depending on the charts that you pay attention to, but it was number one on a chart like a week or two ago.
Okay, so I'm talking less about songs that are completely AI generated, and I'm more talking about covers where it's like, take a Creed song, but make it sound like a soul song from the 60s.
Yeah.
And completely change the genre of it, or take a what was the other one? My Chemical Romance song and make it like a gospel song, or a 50 Cent song and make it sound blues. And it's like good.
Yeah.
And you're like vibing to these songs going, they have the ability to generate the perfect human voice as an amalgam of like all these other voices. And then they change the genre, and then they change the timing of the song. And you go, I kind of wish it were that from the beginning. And I was just wondering your thoughts on these. Like you just said you haven't heard many of them, but dude, it's wild.
Well, I mean, I've certainly heard sort of the old school actual skilled way of doing what you're discussing, right? There's some pretty popular examples of that out there. Hey Ya being one of them.
Yeah.
The slow version of Hey Ya is fire. But and there's a YouTube channel that I came across one time where they'll bring in like a jazz ensemble or a rock ensemble or whatever, and they'll tell them, hey, this is the Britney Spears song that we want you to redo in your style. And they do it. And they show like the hour-long process or so that they give them to redo this song. And that always comes out real smooth and cool.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of that, like a new take on an old song. Like, let's try to force it into something else and see where it goes.
Yeah.
I know I've said before on here, one of the most memorable quotes in for my college years in a creative writing course of all places was creativity. Contrary to what people might think, creativity is what happens when you're given a box to stay in.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's well said.
And so you think outside the box, but you're only thinking outside the box because you're in a box in the first place.
Right.
And so if you can do whatever you want, then you end up with chaos. But if you're given parameters and you have to try to fit within those parameters, then something really cool can pop out. That's where real work happens. And so I see that. And I like that. I don't know that I've come across AI specific versions of what you're talking about, but I mean, I'd be interested in listening to them.
If I were a good podcaster, I would have had a few pulled up. But there are some very famous, like 50 Cent, DMX, Creed, are some of the where they're completely taking them out of the genre that they're performed in, and it's just pure AI coming up with these. I've sent a few to friends on Instagram. I was going to try to pull some up, but yeah, it's weird. It's like pure generation from AI. So AI generating something from nothing is one thing. These versions somehow feel almost trippier because you're able to see what they're able to do where there was no, I guess, vocal performance. How do I say this? It's just wild is the short of it. It's just wild.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that they're cranking out, that AI
Yeah.
is cranking out.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I kind of like my AI to be doing. So
Exactly. All right. I'm going to try to find one real quick.
okay.
While you tell me something else that's going on in your life.
So Lydia, my daughter, is right now upstairs with her mother, learning how to take contact lenses out.
Oh,
And so like I'm somebody who has never worn contact lenses, and I will never wear contact lenses because I am crazy funny about my eyes. And I think I'm going to like just bring a straight jacket in next time I go to an eye doctor. So that way, like when they have to do some of the tests that like I just make everybody's day bad over then. But anyway, so like I'm the one who's at the doctor's appointment, who at the optometry appointment yesterday for her to pick up her contacts, but also to like make sure that she can put them in and take them out.
yeah.
That appointment was well over an hour and a half. And most of that time was like just sitting there trial and error and her jumping around when she's trying to get these kind of, and the whole time I'm like, and on the inside, I'm like, you're doing far better than I would be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to freak her out. So I'm like trying to
Right.
talk to her like it's no big deal. But
Right.
like I'm also super proud of you and you should feel encouraged. But I don't want you to like freak out over it. I know like a lot of people do this. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was that experience yesterday. And then today she had to wear them for 2 hours today, which she wants to. She wants to get to the point where she can do it. But so I sat with her in the bathroom today doing the coaching thing, me with no experience, but like watched and listened yesterday, trying to figure this out. And then now my wife is up there with her, who does wear contacts from time to time.
Yeah. So she gets it.
She gets it, but it's still taking a while. As far as I know, they're still up there. It's been a minute.
I remember getting them at a young age, I think 11, 12, and just crying the first time, like trying to figure it's so counterintuitive. It's like touch your eyeball, squeeze it like a grape, and pull that thing off of there. You're like, what?
I can't.
This goes against everything I believe.
Yeah. And so like, I don't know. I keep telling her stuff like, when I see her jump, I'm like, okay, well, you want to be slow, right? And
Right.
gentle. You don't want to do anything crazy. This time, like, what that feels like, right?
Right.
And you've got to get past that. So now expect that feeling is going to be there, but keep going.
Right.
And don't blink, don't stop.
Right.
But yeah, that's about the best kind of advice I can give her is that kind of advice.
Well, the right person is with her, the one who has the experience and the one who is less squeamish about it. But maybe she can use one of these AI covers to soothe her on her next attempt.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm going to try to play it through my phone through the mic. You'll have to tell me if it sucks. On this first one, this was on a podcast that is, I think, by some guys from New Zealand. So you're going to hear their reactions over top of the song. So when you hear, ooh, that's those guys reacting. It's not part of the song.
All right.
All right. This is Creed as like a gospel.
I don't hear anything.
It's like,
yeah, so I don't hear anything. Yeah. It's like coming in and out.
Okay. It's like, okay, then my mic is like blocking the sound. Anyway, Creed, it is, go look it up, everybody. One Last Breath as like a gospel. And then the other one, we'll try this one. It probably won't work either, but hey.
That one I can like imagine.
Yeah. And then this other one is pulling it up. It's right here. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight, as a jazzy blues song. Let me know if you can hear this one better.
But a jazzy blues version.
There you go.
See what this is going to be like. Let's go.
When the music starts, I can't hear it anymore.
Oh, so Zoom is saying, are you playing music? So it can sense, hold on, audio settings. It can sense that we're trying to play music and might be automatically blocking it.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, all more reason we need to get in person, and I need to have these songs pulled up in a different format. Anyway, It's crazy. All right. Another thing that I thought was funny, speaking of kids. So our kids are very cute about their Christmas lists each year. They will take printer paper and cut it down slightly on the edges and then use colored construction paper as like a little border and paste the two together. Lily will draw like holly leaves in the corners. They go all out making Christmas lists, and I love that they do that even up to college age. It's very sweet. We look at our son's list the other day. He has 2 items on there that are especially comical on the list. Because, my family wants to know as well. Their grandma wants to know what they want. And so we're all kind of like, you get them this, we'll get them that, etc. But 2 of the items were hugs. Just hugs.
Hugs.
Not a product. And then Lucky Charms. Sherry is so good about making sure that they eat nutritious foods when possible, for the most part, that for Christmas, he's asking for sugary cereal and hugs.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I'm like, somebody has to come into our house, see this on the list and go, are you neglecting and not feeding your children that he wants just hugs and cereal?
Yeah. I think for those who aren't putting it together, the hugs we're talking about are the juice drinks, I think, right? That's what we're talking about.
That's right. That look like little barrels.
But I like the idea I think it's funny to think that somebody would see this Christmas list and instead think that, for mommy, I want Lucky Charms. In other words, like, I don't like her cooking or I don't, whatever. And then from daddy, I want hugs. And then you're just like, maybe next year, kid.
Yeah. He just is so snuggly that he legitimately is just asking for more hugs on his Christmas list.
Yeah. I'll give you a hug when you kill your first buck. That's worth hugging over. All right. Until then.
Well, I can't do that. I was out all day yesterday for opening day, and it was a bust. But one did, a 8 to 10 point buck did jump in front of me about 10, 15 yards. And then bounded away too fast for me to pull up my rifle and get a good shot. So that was fun.
From 20 feet up, man, you could probably have just jumped and tackled it.
I was walking back. That's the thing. And I wasn't prepared for him. He was bedded down and he waited till the last second. And then he was quartered away. And it's not a responsible shot. Okay. And I didn't want to get into a situation where I'm trying to track a lightly wounded deer across multiple fields. So
don't do that.
Another thing I was thinking about, and this probably gets into my neuroses more than it does anything else. In movies, when there's like a misunderstanding, this is probably most common in like rom-coms where 3/4 of the way through your average formulaic rom-com, there's a misunderstanding. He did something that looked a certain way. She took it that way and won't give him the time of day. It's probably where it most commonly happens. They do such a good job in movies with these misunderstandings that I have to soothe myself in the moment while watching and go, it's okay. The actors knew. I have to tell myself.
Yeah.
The actors knew what the thing was. And so, because I'm like, these people are going to die without the knowledge that that's not actually what happened. And I'm like, no. This is a story.
It's like watching a horror film for you. That's like, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
But with the most innocuous of things.
Yeah,
like
it's
little...
like you're trying to keep yourself from overthinking for them like that. You're overthinking on their behalf.
Gosh. And I caught myself doing it the other day. Or sometimes there's like missing information when they're trying to solve something, and the one thing they need, and you're like, it's okay. The actor knew the thing that it's you don't have to think any more about this. You can just know. And then I caught myself doing it, going, this is great podcast material.
Yeah. Yeah. The actress knows that like he was just hugging that other chick because her dog died. And it was.
Or that their brother and sister, where they were seen from a distance, and you thought he was not that into you because he was hugging somebody else.
Yeah.
That's just his sister who came to visit from out of town.
Right. And
he was otherwise not mentioned.
He was just giving her like CPR standing up. That's
good old standing up CPR. Okay. We're just going through my list here. Another thing. We need Dylan. It's been one of those days for each of us.
Oh man.
We each came in pretty hot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all over the place, but here's another thing that's funny. What are we going to call this segment? Kory's notes. You brought up McDonald's drive-through situation. McDonald's.
I often do. Yeah.
You often do. This is something that is regularly discussed. So I need your thoughts on this one because it's near and dear. And it's something that you have maybe witnessed before. I stopped at the McDonald's in Bellefontaine on the way back from hunting 4 or 5 days ago.
Bellefontaine,
the highest point in Ohio. And this was like 11 a.m. on a Friday. So not the morning breakfast rush and not quite lunch yet. And I ordered a few dollar item menus. There's not actual dollar item menus, but things that used to be on the dollar menu.
Yeah.
Go to the first window, which was functioning. Gave the person my card. Go to the second window where I expected food.
Mm-hmm.
And after a, to be fair, 3 to 5 minute wait, they handed me a ticket and said, please pull into spot number 1. And I look to my right and I see there's a person in spot 3, a person in spot 5. And then, which would happen later, I would observe they had spots 8, 9, and 10 on the opposite side of the restaurant that I had already driven through. But it wasn't a crazy rush. It's like they added another step to get you off of the sensor that tracks the time of the orders.
Yep.
But it was like a planned extra step. It wasn't this is only ad hoc, only when we're behind, only when they asked for fries and we needed to put more fries down.
Yeah. We're going for a regional bonus here.
This was no. We're planning to just send you ahead. Yeah. Then the question is, why not do that when I was at the window? Why make me wait 3 to 5 minutes at window number 2 when you were planning all along to have me pull into spot 1 and have one of your people run it out later?
Right.
Have you ever seen where they plan on a third stop?
No, I've not. I mean, I have been like immediately to the point where, and I think we all have, where we know what's going on. We know that they're tracking times, and regional manager doesn't like how fast their times are. And so now they're just artificially fixing it by moving you along.
Yeah. Hey, pull ahead.
Even if there's no one behind you, they'll move you along, right? They'll have you pull ahead to the door or something. And
by the way, I think most people think that they're doing that just to allow the cars behind them through. No. They're just trying to lower their averages.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, which is a good thing if it works, but in your scenario, obviously that's not working. If they have that many cars waiting.
Yeah, at least 5.
That's an insane number of cars, right? And then with slower service. Like they actually would get all six of you through faster if they just had you wait, because then they can just, when it's done, they hand it to you. Instead, they're handing it to a person who's now running outside and then running back inside, waiting for another order. And then they have to run outside. So you're adding some travel time.
So I watched the person in front of me when given their little ticket.
Mm-hmm.
The ticket has your items that are still you're awaiting. They just put it on their mirror, their side mirror, rolled up their window because it's cold.
Right.
Person ran out, pulled the ticket off the side mirror. Like, this is what people in Bell Fountain do. This is what we do here at this McDonald's.
Yeah.
This is our process.
Yeah.
I just found that fascinating as a guy who worked fast food for a few years.
Right. Yeah. Maybe it's the elevation. Maybe that's just what they do up there. Yeah, I think that sounds like you're right. Somebody had a method and putting the thing on the mirror. Maybe that is just like a Bell Fountain, like specific. This is just how this McDonald's runs, and nobody else is hiking all the way up here. And so to come check on us, we're like mountain men. We just do what we want over here.
It's survival, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Our burgers are made out of elk meat.
It's how we roll.
Yeah. It's mountain goat milk.
Didn't know if you had bumped into that at any of your McDonald's stops. Thought it was unique. Thought it was a little weird. And
terribly inefficient.
Yeah.
The fact that you were still waiting on window number 2 for 3 to 5 minutes when that is their practice. Just park cars.
So then after that time for the door for their little sliding door to finally open, and I'm like, food. And they're like, all right, here's your ticket. Go ahead and pull into spot 1 of 9. You got 9 of these spots.
Yeah.
Anyway, thought it was weird. That
is weird.
Well, Frankenstein was good. I'm out. And we're only whatever minutes in.
I don't know when we started this thing. Let's take a break now. We'll come back.
We'll hear some words from our friends in Odd Pods Media and get our crap together for the second half of this episode. Maybe it's just a few more minutes. We always say we'll do a short one. You'll find out next.
Hey, Jeff, what are we doing?
Why are you whispering?
Because all of our devices are constantly listening to us. Unless we take massive efforts to protect our online privacy, all the details of our lives will be in the hands of mega corporations.
Okay, sure, but this is the promo for our podcast. We need people to be able to hear us this time.
Why do we need a promo?
Oh, funny you should ask. We're now members of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Are they one of those global conglomerates?
No, they're just a really awesome podcast network full of great shows like ours.
Well, is there anything specific we need to say?
We should probably tell them what our podcast is about.
Oh, it's about how the algorithm shapes our lives and how tech companies profit off our personal information. We dabble in tech conspiracy theories and talk about how billionaires are all buttholes.
I don't think we should say buttholes in the promo.
But we already did twice.
Join us every other Monday for new episodes of Suggested Articles,
a podcast.
If you like fun, then you're going to love the Beard Owl Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about 2 of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And frankly, we talk more about Weird Al than anything because he's the gift that keeps on giving. So join us as we talk through Weird Al's career, what he means to us, and we have some very special guests on to discuss the magic that is Alfred Matthew Yankovic. Weird Al, part of the Odd Pods Media Network.
So since we recorded last,
yes,
which was 2 weeks ago now,
yes,
we have gone through Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And we've gone through Black Friday.
Yes.
And Cyber Monday. And all of that stuff. I have noticed, and I think a lot of people have noticed, that the Thanksgiving Day shopping has really been slowing down. There are I gather my experience is that there are less companies open on Thanksgiving than there were a few years ago. Like when we were kids, ain't nobody open on Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. Gas stations, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the market does what the market does. And then eventually, I feel like a lot of companies and a lot of people were like, hey, let's start giving people Thanksgiving off again. And there's been less and less of that. And I'm wondering if that's actually just like a positive move that like, hey, for the sake of humanity in this nation, let's cool it on shopping on Thanksgiving. Or is it a result of online shopping? And we're going to lean heavier on that. That's where most of the people are buying their stuff anyway, at least some of these items. And so like Best Buy doesn't have to be open on Thanksgiving because they're expecting people to shop online.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the deals are still there, right? I mean, the days of when like you get there on Friday and they don't do the sales before that, and they're not doing the sales on Saturday either.
Right.
And it's like those days are long gone.
Yeah.
Right. Your Black Friday deals start in some cases November 1.
Yeah.
But certainly I don't know of any of them that were like not at least the whole week of Thanksgiving, and you could do all of that online. Did we turn a corner as a people in treating employees better, or is it just an internet thing that shifted it?
It's a great question, and one that I wish Dylan was here for because of his heavy retail experience. And I know that he had to work often. That retail schedule sucks around the holidays, and you'd feel bad for those people. And it's like that scene in, was it While You Were Sleeping, when they're like, "You've got no family. Do you mind working on the holiday?"
Yeah.
Pity the single people. But yeah, it's a great question. I have noticed though the extension of it used to be for real Black Friday and Friday alone, and I'm still getting emails for Black Friday stuff in my inbox. So yeah, it's a good question. I would hope that we have gotten to that point where we're like, hey, we see you 20 something,
Yeah.
college student.
Did you do any Black Friday shopping?
No, I did Black Friday hunting.
There you go.
We used to have a tradition, my dad and grandpa and I, and we would rabbit hunt on Thanksgiving morning before the meal. We didn't do that this year, obviously, but it's been fun going out the morning after. And then it's always the following Monday that is opening season of gun week here in Ohio. Anyway, we get only 1 week to shoot deer with guns. And so that starts the Monday after Thanksgiving. But no, I want nothing to do with that. That is not my jam. I don't like shopping when it's not the holiday season. And as I am getting older, we're talking about us each aging. My favorite time to shop is like weekdays in the middle of the day or like an hour before a place closes at night. So if Kroger closes at 11, I'm going at 10 p.m. That's when I want to go. As a people person, I just don't want to do it.
So I went to a couple of different places. So one of them was the shooting range, and they were running daily deals on every day. They were closed on Thursday.
Okay.
But I was in the neighborhood on Friday, and my wife told me that I should stop in and check it out. And it was crazy busy.
Yeah.
But they were just doing a party for Black Friday. Essentially, they did have some sales, but that's not why people there. It was free auto is what they were doing. In the range is what they were doing.
Nice.
But so that was crazy. The Blitz, the radio station, they were there as well. Food truck and all of that. So it was cool. But I did go into Hobby Lobby, which I feel like is like a ground zero for Black Friday shopping. And it was like maybe late morning or so maybe somewhere around there. And I was there legitimately because like, it's my weekend. So that we do Thanksgiving here in Gahanna. And we chill with my parents, and then either Thanksgiving night or usually on Friday morning, Amy wakes up with the kids and they drive to Cincinnati for her parents. They come back on Sunday. And in the time in between, I am like vomiting Christmas all over the house for them.
Nice.
Which I take very seriously, as we all know. And one of our trees does get completely broken down and taken down and stuffed in a box and put downstairs. kind of thing. The rest of the trees, which there's several, don't get undecorated. I'm actually like pinching the ornaments onto the branches so that they don't move and things like that. And I'm taking them, just manhandling them back down into the basement.
Yeah.
Year after year. Last year remains the only year where I didn't have to put new lights on at least one of these trees.
Yeah.
Which means that tree in particular, I do have to like dress it all down and strip it, relight it, put it all back together.
Yeah.
And there was 2 trees this year that I did that with. And I ran out of lights. And so that's a long way to say, I went to Hobby Lobby on Black Friday.
And it wasn't too bad.
And it wasn't. And so that was the other thing too, is that like I was out at what I would consider a ground zero for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And it was fine. Like, I mean, I've seen Hobby Lobby busier than that.
Yeah. Which might be the basis for your new hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
If it's ground zero and it wasn't that bad. Or is it like people are getting up stupid early and I've already gone? And
that's possible.
Was stuff picked through though when you were there?
Not really. I mean, I was able to find what I needed. Like we were all good.
Interesting. I'm an idiot when it comes to holidays because I'm always like, because we always drive up to my aunt's house, which is an hour and a half away. And I needed gas. And I was like, oh, wait, are like gas stations open? Like you always forget, like,
Yeah.
I'm not mailing anything, but our post office open? I need to know. No on the post office. Yes on, and I don't, it is what it is. But like there's one gas station close to my aunt's house ran by a family that would probably not celebrate Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, I could probably go there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like most gas stations that I'm aware of are open Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of it. They're 24/7, 365.25.
Yeah.
But you get some of those rural ones like your certifieds and that sort of thing that often will close.
Or like little mom and pop ones that look like a barn for some reason as their aesthetic and they just happen to be closed. Yeah.
Yeah. But like your Sheets, your BPs, your Speedways.
Yeah. Off of a major highway. Yeah.
They're all going to be open. I worked in one of those. We were open and I was single and gladly took the holiday pay.
Yeah.
To work those. I mean, it was quiet. Like there wasn't a day that I would rather work. Like easy day, easy money.
Speaking of gas stations off of highways, Bree asked Sherry, hey, we're driving down to Orlando and we're curious which Buc-ee's y'all stopped at. And we said the one just south of Macon, but I think they took the other route down to Orlando where you go to the coast first by Savannah and then follow the coast all the way down. Mm-hmm. Anyway, there was another one. So I'm curious to hear if Dylan ended up stopping at Buc-ee's or not. He has sent a few pictures. It looks like they're having an awesome time. We're so excited for him. Did you want to talk about the game at all?
We can.
So I will just say this. I know we joke. We have a lot of fun at each other's expense about Ohio State, Michigan. Sherry brought up a great point. We have a family member. My cousin Jenna married a guy named Spencer. Spencer is a huge Michigan fan, but he's not an obnoxious Michigan fan. He's very fair. He's very objective, like I think you are. I know we have our fun and we have our jokes, but he said this when we were talking to him at Thanksgiving on Thursday. His prediction was, I think the game this year will go like I thought the game last year would go.
Yeah.
And that last year's game, I don't think anybody saw coming, but I think Spencer said that really well. And so it didn't start pretty for the Scarlet and Gray. But I would say that's what I feel like I watched, the game that we thought would happen last year.
Absolutely.
Does that feel true to you, or? It
does feel true to me. Yeah, I mean, it was. Michigan was outplayed, outcoached, out prepared. Like all of that. The game scheme for Ohio State worked. Their receivers were getting open, and Sayan was getting the ball to them. And I mean, frankly, like that's the number one way to beat Michigan. And I think last year Ohio State got sucked into playing Michigan's game, trying to beat Michigan at Michigan's game.
Yeah.
Which didn't work last year. Now this year in the second half, Ohio State did put their noses down and ran against Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did beat Michigan at their own game in that way. But yeah, no, I mean, there's no dismissing it. It's Ohio State won, and they should have. It was a good game as far, had the things that you would expect in that kind of game. There was chippiness throughout.
The snow was a great addition.
The snow was a wonderful addition. Like Brutus, like crossing out the M in the end zone, and Script Ohio at the 1 yard line. That was entertaining to watch. And then field crew like sliding all over it, trying to like that was a good fun moment. Ryan Day, I think brought something that is missing from a lot of football teams, including previous Ohio State football teams, and that which is an above board kind of way of going about your business, which is good. I'd say if there was one thing that I appreciate out of Ryan Day, the one of the better things that he has brought to Ohio State, has added to the program, has been that.
Mm-hmm.
The whole like assuring Sharon Moore that we're not going to plant a flag and that sort of thing. So that was good. The winning with humility, is what he said. So that's a good thing. And I think a lot of folks can take some notes on how he handled that.
Yeah, the Dave Portnoy stuff was comical, but I think he does half of that for trolling purposes and for
of course.
But yeah, some of that was fun. I love the rivalry. I love everything that goes into it. Like our whole house was quite loud, and it was just the five of us.
Listen, I mean, Dave Portnoy after the game is like joking around and hanging out with Eddie George, right? So it's TV personality stuff is what it is.
For sure. But yeah, I loved the snow. Really came down in the second half. That was a fun layer, pun intended. And and then later that day, to move off of college football, it's rivalry week, so there was a lot of other good games. Happy to talk about it if you want, but Dylan would know more. So a quick thing to get you up to speed, pun intended again, in the Formula One season.
Yeah.
So the last 3 years, my driver Max has won or has clinched the championship with either 2, 4, or 6 races left of the season, which is actually kind of boring when there's 6 races to go in a season and he clinches the championship. You're like, ugh. Well, he's been behind all season. He really struggled figuring out the car this year. He was an underdog for much of the year. He really only started to come back later in the season. Vegas was 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was the third to last race of the season. McLaren has been doing really well, and their 2 drivers, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Well, after the Las Vegas race, and they're ahead in the points, both of those drivers from McLaren were disqualified because the floor that runs under the entire car to like keep it from like gripping the gravel. It's why you see the sparks. It's the floor actually that's like protecting the bottom of the car. That has to be a certain thickness. And it was the literal width of a human hair too thin.
Wow.
And so they were both disqualified after the race.
Oh.
So one of them was already on a podium, but got disqualified after the fact, which meant in this past weekend's race, Max had a chance to close the gap even more, which he did by winning in Qatar. So now it all comes down to the end of the season.
Beautiful.
Which is much more fun.
Yeah.
than what has happened the last couple of years, which sounds weird to say about when your guy wins all of it. So that's been really fun to watch happen. The chances of him winning are slimmer because he's still 12 or 13 points behind, but it's definitely possible. So that's made me engaged all the way through the season instead of like sort of tuning out most of the way through, even though I still watched every race. So that's been kind of fun in the sports world. Yeah, fun times,
Dude. Yeah, no, I love that. It's you're right. It's like when you're watching football or anything else, and even if it's your team that's winning, if it's a football game and it's 35-3 and the fourth quarter is just starting, it's hard to watch that fourth quarter.
You're like, oof, we need a story.
Yeah, it's like when there's a nail biter that my wife cares about, like she's like, I hate this. I'm like, what are you talking about?
This is what we come here for.
This is what you live for. This is why we're watching.
That's right. Speaking of watching, are you watching anything or reading any good books or teaching your kids to ride bikes or what's going on over there?
Not really. Any of those things. Took the kids to a sledding hill. It was their first time going to an actual public sledding hill this morning for the snow day. And because we have a little hill in the backyard and they've just kind of grown up doing that. And but I mean, they need a little bit more excitement than what our backyard can give them these days. And so I told them that like we'll do it this year when we get the chance. And I tell you what, there's nothing like a snow day that gets your kids out of bed earlier than they normally would have and easier than it normally is to get them out of bed. I mean, we're talking like 5:30 in the morning. The boys were up, and we're both aware that it's a snow day. And we were at the hill before, maybe right around 8:00 in the morning, and so took them there, and that was a lot of fun. And there was only one other family there, and they only had one kid, a little kid with them, and so like we kind of had run of the hill. It was cool.
Nice.
So we did that, and then I had them like help me out with the stuff that I was planning on doing today anyway. And so it was a good day. It was a fun day.
Good. That's awesome.
Not watching anything new. Still enjoying watching hockey this season. That's been fun for me. And it was a big football weekend, but really my weekend, most of it was spent putting up Christmas decorations, decorating
one of your happy places, and I love that for you.
It is one of my happy places.
Well, I mentioned Frankenstein. It is very good. Guillermo del Toro. It's on Netflix. Oscar Isaac playing Victor Frankenstein, however you want to say it. Christoph Waltz is in it. It's very good. It's a different monster. It's very artistic and gothic and kind of fun if you're in the mood for that sort of thing. It was really enjoyable to watch. And in other scary watches, Stranger Things final season just dropped its first volume, so they're going to break it up. Sherry was on the know on all of this before even I was, and she doesn't even watch Stranger Things, but she loved, from a marketing standpoint, how they dropped the episodes. So they dropped 4 episodes just before Thanksgiving. They're dropping another batch like days before Christmas.
Ooh.
And then they're dropping the final installment just before New Year's. I'm like, that's like the epitome of water cooler fodder. Like everybody's going to be around the table talking about it. And she just thought that was so brilliant how they did that. The Duffer Brothers, who created the show, recommend, if you haven't started yet on volume 1 of season 5, the Duffer Brothers recommend that you go back and watch season 2, episode 4, season 2, episode 6, season 4, episode 7, and season 4, episode 9. So I thought it was interesting, at least. Never really seen this done before, where the creators are like, hey, if you do want to go back and watch, don't feel like you need to watch 4 seasons worth. here are 4 episodes that we're especially recommending that will be relevant to this last season. I thought that was a cool way to do it. So I'm doing that. And I'm on episode 3 that they recommended. And now what's interesting is I'm trying to piece together what's going to happen based only off of the ones that they recommended you watch. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? What are the threads between what I've just rewatched rather?
Yeah.
And what are they going to do with it? So I thought that was really clever.
That's interesting. It'll be interesting to like get yours and like Sherry's different thoughts at the end of it to figure out like, are you sidestepping red herrings? Like, you know, so are you kind of spot on your thinking? Or, well, I guess no, because the guys who did those recommendations, like they don't know how it's going to end up either. So I don't know.
I just love that. I think it's interesting what that does to the social media reaction, right? Because it's going to happen in these 3 spikes as opposed to like a steady build. But if your goal is like chatter and engagement at strategic times when everybody that's like the diehards are going to watch it like midnight or whenever it drops, right? Like that's how they're going to do it. I just think that's fun. I tried to talk to some of my cousins about it at Thanksgiving and they're like, oh, haven't watched yet. So it doesn't work for everybody. But I do think that's interesting. Little way to,
I like it.
We always talk about it's either all at once or week to week in maybe a couple at a time. I thought this was interesting, like bigger batches just before holidays.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like from a marketing perspective, if they run into a problem where like, if we do it the old school way and drop like 1 episode a week today, like people tend to binge something. So if we drop 1 episode and they really like it and they plan to watch it next week, we're giving them a lot of time to find something else that they can binge. And now they miss the second episode.
Yeah.
Because they got started on binging like 4 seasons of this thing that's already out. And so what if we upped that? Like, because if they only watch 1 episode, maybe 2 episodes, but then they get into something else, then like maybe they're not interested enough to do the third one.
Yeah.
So if we give them the ability to binge something, right? We've at least got them for these few episodes and we know that. But now they're invested more in it. So when the thing drops again, if they get in at all, they're in again for another handful of episodes.
Yep.
So I think, I can see that they're trying to get the best of both types of watching there.
And then to add that little layer of like, because I sometimes feel that pressure of like, oh, I'm going to watch this other season. How much of previous seasons do I need to consume? How many hours of rewatching do I need to do to go, nope, watch these 4 episodes? And that was an interesting layer too. So I think there's clearly some intentionality behind their doing this. And as a guy who's fascinated by marketing and storytelling and stuff, I would have loved to have been in the rooms where they were discussing how are we going to drop these? What's some of the press that we're going to put around it? It's kind of cool.
I like it.
Good stuff.
Well, that's a good episode, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Feels like a great place to wrap up.
Yeah. Shopping online. Speaking of which, there is a wonderful company that can make your beard smell and feel far better than it does right now if you don't already use their products. And that is Artius Man. Their website, artiusman.com. They have certainly the beard products. That's their bread and butter, pun intended. But they also have, some apparel stuff. They have shaving stuff and body and hair stuff, and mostly for men, but they also have wonderful candles that they're very proud of and that we enjoy as well. If you go there, we promise that you will like whatever it is that you buy. And if you don't like it, you can send it to us. We're not going to give you a refund, but we'll use it at the very least. Fill up your cart. If it is your first order and you put the middle as the discount code, you're going to get 25% off, which is a big deal these days, 25% off. So go there, buy some stuff, help yourself out, help your loved ones out. You help a great company and you help us. Anything else?
That's it, man. Miss you, Billy. Talk later.
See ya.